This is the Flathead Valley Sports Haven, a new segment where I highlight current and former Flathead Valley area players, coaches, and sports figures celebrating the best athletics our valley has to offer. The Flathead Valley Sports Haven is powered by Logan Health, and today we're joined by Scotty Dalen, a Whitefish High School standout and all-state defensive end who's continuing his football career at the University of Montana Western. Multi-sport athlete, top student, and Flathead Valley product, Scotty represents the next generation of local football talent. Scotty, thanks for joining me here today.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Let's go ahead and just start off. Talk to me about growing up in Whitefish, playing football here in the Flathead Valley. What does that mean to you, and how has that shaped who you have become as a person?
I think just like the first thing that comes to mind for me with like just Whitefish in general and playing football here is just legacy. I've had a lot of family play here. My grandpa and my dad obviously have played at Whitefish and had successful careers. So it's been really great to kind of continue that legacy, like for my family and like the community. The community is outstanding. Obviously, my family has been like a part of it for a really long time, and so it's just cool to kind of be the next like generation of that like legacy and to be able to like carry on that like impact that my family has had and like to enjoy like the community.
Yeah, talk to me more about what does it mean to be kind of those legacy families? What's it like to see the name Dalen from generation to generation? Same with like the Akey name that is everywhere out there. What is it like to see those kind of family legacies and seeing your brothers who are coming up now? To see the next generation of that come up's got to be special too.
Yeah, it's really humbling. It's really cool, and I'm so blessed to be able to be a part of that. It's really like awesome to see that just like around town or just like see that in like articles or anything, just to see like my name there. It kind of like humbles me and makes me think that like I need to, you know, take it up a notch to do better. And like all my brothers, obviously Luke's having a really great career. So it's just kind of bringing like, I guess like a sense of like pride to our, like that name. I think there's like a lot of families in Whitefish that kind of feel that way. And just like the community and like my family, I just kind of want to represent that well. I think that's kind of one of my main goals whenever I am doing something, especially like a sport. When your name's kind of going out there, you want to represent your family and the community well. And it's really cool that I have a chance to do that with such like a historic, I guess, like historic name in Whitefish. And so it's kind of humbling for me and like encouraging that I get to be a part of that and just be the next step in that long line.
How about talk to me about some of those coaches and teammates who have had a big impact on you? Obviously, Coach Bulldog, I know, has had a huge impact on you as a person. Who are some teammates that maybe you looked up to, some of those upperclassmen? Who's one of those coaching staff members that you really say, hey, you helped me get to where I am?
I'd say obviously Bulldog, he kind of has a big impact on everyone who kind of comes through the program. He's a really great person. He, above all else, tries to develop us into like great men, and it's really been like successful. We have like a lot of people coming back and giving into the community, and I think that's what makes it so great, is people want to come back and give back to the community that gave them so much. But specifically for me, I think Coach Davidson really helped me a lot, just being like the D-line coach. It was really cool to have him. I had some classes with him as well. So it was really cool just to kind of create that friendship, that bond with him. It was really awesome. He goes to my church as well, so I just kind of see him around. It's really been cool. So he's really impacted me a lot. He's a really great guy, so I want to obviously be like him. So there's a lot of people that I look up to.
I was going to say, too, having that coaching staff who's been around forever and now to see your younger brother out there. What was your thoughts when Whitefish beat Laurel and are going to the semifinals? What was the vibe around for some of you former athletes who had played for the Dogs to see this team get as far as they did?
Yeah, it was super awesome. I mean, there was a lot of pretty good players in my class, and so a lot of those guys kind of had to wait to get like the spotlight and to kind of get their chance. And I knew that like once they did, it was kind of going to explode, because there was just a lot of guys that just didn't really get the opportunity because of so many upperclassmen. And so I think everybody was kind of curious to see how they would do. I kind of suspected that it'd be pretty great. So it was really cool to see that. I'm really proud of those guys for like the season that they had. It was super cool. I was like someone who's graduated there, just to kind of see the continuation of like everything that everyone's put in. I think everybody's really happy with how they kind of upheld like our like program, and I'm super like proud of those guys for what they were able to accomplish.
How about for you, when you look back to your senior year, your junior year, what have you, what's a game or moment from your career at Whitefish that kind of stands out to you? I think of the Sea Falls game your senior year, like 3 sacks I think you had.
Yeah, that was a really great game. It was such a weird game. Defense like dominated. It was really great. I kind of came into that like wanting to just kind of like do whatever I could, and I think that I did that. That was like really awesome. I think our defense kind of as a whole played really well. We had a lot of guys make some plays, so I was really happy to be a part of that. And for me, probably my favorite game that I've been a part of is Big Fork senior year playoffs, first round. That was so awesome to be able to host a home game and then to win in pretty dramatic fashion. So I think that was super cool. I was able to have a pretty good game for my last home game, and so that kind of was kind of the pinnacle, I guess, of my career there.
Do you and Carson still talk about that moment quite a bit?
Yeah. From time to time, it'll come up, and it's pretty awesome to reminisce the leap into the end zone. So that was just a really cool thing to be a part of. It's, I think that's a game that everybody who was in it and watched it will remember. So it was really cool to be able to have an impact on that.
That's awesome. And then you also play both sides of the ball in high school. How is playing both sides of the football, how has that, in a sense, helped your understanding of the game and helped you here at the next level at Western now?
Yeah, I think just having, I think above all else, developing yourself as like a well-rounded athlete and just learning the like offensive side of the ball, like learning the game from like that perspective, I think can definitely help you when you're trying to beat them, because you kind of are used to be using those same techniques and using, those strategies, but now I'm going against them. So it's like I kind of know that aspect of it. So I think kind of the mental side is probably the biggest help to that.
I think it's cool that you're wearing your East-West Shrine Game sweatshirt here today, because a cool tidbit that, maybe a lot of people don't know this, but your grandpa played in one of the very first ever Shrine Games, and then, what was it, exactly 60 years later, you play in the Shrine Game. Dad, maybe? No? Yes? It's super cool. I think, just going back to like the legacy, it's like I'm just so like happy and like proud of like my family. I'm just really glad to be able to continue that. My grandpa was a stud, back in the day at Whitefish, so it's really awesome just to be able to continue that and play in the Shrine Game myself. So it's just a real blessing. Yeah, how cool is it that when you look at, because you can look up all the old rosters, to be able to see his name there and to be able to see your name next to him, that's got to be pretty special.
It's like a full circle moment. It's really awesome. Not many people get that opportunity, like to be kind of next in a generation of like good athletes, and so it's like I just am really humbled and like proud to be a part of that legacy and to kind of represent my grandfather and just my family as a whole. So it was really awesome, and it was a real blessing.
And then throughout your career at Whitefish, you were a 4.0 student, multi-sport athlete playing 3 sports, honor roll, all that. Talk to me about balancing all that, and how has that also helped now going into college in terms of just knowing how to kind of manage your time? Yeah,
I think that just kind of like finding time to do stuff while also finding time to have like fun and just like relax, because I think the opportunities like to get your stuff done will present itself. And so just kind of finding like time here and there to do it. Obviously the college schedule is pretty busy in the season now, not so much, but it's definitely finding a balance. But I've always been kind of willing to just, buckle down and get it done so then I can kind of enjoy the rest of my day. So I guess just finding the balance and just being diligent enough to get it done and do the stuff that you need to do, that's your responsibility. I think that definitely carries over into football as well. So, yeah.
Talk to me, too, about being a multi-sport athlete. How much has that helped you in your football game, playing basketball, running track and field? Do you feel like that has made you a better football player doing those other sports?
I definitely think so. I think that to anybody who's kind of considering doing more sports at Whitefish, I think you definitely should. We have a lot of really great coaches there. So if you go into any sport, you're going to have a pretty awesome coach that's going to be able to mentor you as well. So I would definitely do it. I think just getting involved with all those different people and learning from them and just developing yourself as a balanced athlete, a well-rounded athlete, doing all these, different type of movements and whatnot. I think it really helped. Track definitely helped me to kind of get faster and more explosive, and basketball just kept me in shape, coordination, everything like that. So I think that there's something that you can pick up from every sport, and there's definitely something you can pick up from every coach. So I would definitely recommend doing that, especially just to have fun. I mean, when you're in high school, there's no reason not to, especially when we have such great programs. So I would definitely recommend it to someone who's considering.
That's awesome. And then take me back. It was close to almost a year ago today that you officially committed to Western. Take me through why Western was the right choice again, and how has being there for a year really solidified that it was the right choice?
Yeah, I think the coaching staff and the program that they have there is definitely the thing that attracted me. And it definitely has been reinforced this year, me being there. The coaches have been really great. I've been able to develop myself a lot more, just because of the great coaching, and obviously our programs are really, really awesome. So it's been a real blessing to be a part of that and have access to these coaches who are really pouring into me and making me into a more well-rounded, better player. So I think I've taken a really big step in my game just because of the level of coaching I've been able to get. So that's been super awesome. And yeah, the program there is really outstanding. And so I'm really happy to be able to be a part of that.
You're listening to the Flathead Valley Sports Haven. Cole Havens here, hanging out with Scotty Dalen, former Whitefish Bulldog and now Montana Western athlete. We'll be back after this quick word from Logan Health.
Is pain or weakness holding you back? When the pain cramps your lifestyle, consider joint replacement. At Logan Health Orthopedics, their total joint program provides proper education, support, and guidance during your journey. Orthopedic nurse navigators walk you through the entire process, from decision to recovery. Their surgeons use the latest technology to get you back to activity quickly with less pain and fewer restrictions. Visit logan.org/ortho to learn more. Get back to what you love with Logan Health Orthopedics.
Back from the break on the Flathead Valley Sports Haven. All right, Scotty, how about take me through kind of the stigma surrounding NAIA D2, D3 schools? I mean, when I was younger, it was almost looked down upon if you were going to a program, if you weren't going D1. Now I'm glad to see the stigma changing. I mean, you got guys at the NAIA level that could easily play for the Cats or easily could play a level up. I mean, you were playing against great athletes. Talk to me about that stigma and how that stigma seems to be changing for the better, where now it's oh, cool, I get to go to a Western, I get to go to a Tech or a Carroll.
Yeah, I think it's super awesome. I think for a lot of guys who want to represent a city and a program, I think it's kind of a really great opportunity to kind of go in there and represent Montana. I was because for a lot of guys, going to Montana or Montana State is not really an option. To go to one of these NAIA schools, you can go in there and represent Montana, real Montana football with it's pretty much mostly Montana guys. So it's really cool just to kind of see that continuation of Montana football. I know a lot of the guys that are playing there. And so it's really cool to have them as teammates and playing against them. And I think, as far as the stigma, I think from what I've seen, in my experience, there's a vast majority of the athletes there who are making the plays, they easily could go play at Montana or Montana State or any FCS school, a lot of FBS schools. So it's been really awesome. There's the talent is like really, really good. Like there's some crazy athletes like on our team and from what I've seen. So it's really cool to like be like on a team with like people who have a lot of skill and a lot of like athleticism, and I can kind of learn from them. And like all like our All-Americans like are just really, really good players. So just to kind of be around that is definitely going to help me. And like they could easily go play somewhere else, but it's kind of cool to see them representing like Dylan and representing Montana and kind of choosing to leave a legacy where they're at.
I love that answer. And how about the Whitefish pipeline right now to these NAIA schools? I know Tech is your rival. I know Carroll's your rival. But to see these Whitefish kids, obviously Aaron Anderson going to Western, obviously Carson Gulick, former teammate of yours at Whitefish, teammate there, Sam Akey going to Tech. What's it like to see the Whitefish pipeline continuing to grow to these NAIA schools here in the state?
Yeah. It gives me like a lot of like hope and pride like in Whitefish and in our like program to see these guys going to the next level. Like I know I've known them for like a really long time, just to see them taking that next step and going to like the next level is super cool. And I think for a lot of guys, like especially at our program, just growing up in such a great community in Whitefish and playing small town like football, I think a lot of people kind of want that again, but just kind of heightened at the college level. So I think you definitely can get that. And I think that's attractive to a lot of people, especially when you can play like high level football in like that same setting. So for me, it's been awesome. And I think that a lot of the guys that I've played with kind of feel that way as well.
How cool is it to have Carson Gulick, to have him as a teammate? Next year, you'll have Aaron Anderson as a teammate. How cool is it to have former Whitefish guys as teammates?
That's super awesome. I mean, just like building that like friendship and that bond like over the years that we played together, and then getting more years added onto that is super awesome. It's like it's a real blessing just to kind of take the journey with other guys that you know. And obviously for like Aaron, I'm super pumped that he's going to be coming to Western. I think he'll love it, and it's just really awesome to see like the guys that I've played with before kind of coming to the same place that I'm at, and we get to kind of do it again. So I don't know, it's been super awesome. It's a real blessing to be able to kind of get more years with those guys.
I kind of relish the opportunity when maybe in the next year or two you get to line up against Sam Akey type of thing. How cool do you like think about that? Do you like, oh, I can't wait, or I want this to happen type of thing?
I mean, I guess I don't know if I've given that too much thought, but now that you bring it up, I mean that would be pretty awesome. So yeah, if that ever comes up, that'd be quite the moment. I'll make sure to give it my best shot.
Love it. How about what's been the biggest change? What's been the biggest jump for you going from the high school game to the collegiate level?
I think just like the intensity, like the speed of the game, and like the size of like the people you're going against. I'm going against like mid 20-year-olds sometimes, so it's like just like the level and like the like size that I'm like going against, and like the strength is just kind of like it's just taken up to like a really high level. So it kind of has challenged me and kind of has forced me to think about like the game in different ways. Going from Class A to college is a pretty big jump. So I think that just like figuring out like how to be successful at that level and kind of developing myself to kind of get up to those standards of, being big, being strong, in terms of being a college athlete is a lot different. And so just like the intensity of like the practices of like the games, just everything, it kind of is just taken up a notch, I guess.
And then you redshirted your freshman year, correct?
Yeah.
So take me through, maybe what did you learn the most through that redshirt season? I know you got a little game action here and there, but what's maybe your biggest takeaway going into next year?
Yeah, I think I was developed like a lot as like a player. I think I was able to just soak in a lot of like knowledge and information and like skills from the players, the older players who've kind of been successful here, so I can kind of watch them and see what they do that makes them successful, and then I can also listen to the coaches, and that's really helped me out. So I think I just, in terms of like football, I've taken like a big step in like my skill and like how I like approach the game. I think that that's been like the biggest thing. I've just kind of developed the skill set, to kind of match the the college level. So I have a lot more work to do, but I think I've made more, may have made up more ground this year than I ever have before. So I think that's been probably the biggest thing that I've been able to take away.
How about a goal or something you're trying to hone in on for next year? I know I see you in the gym all the time. You're looking about as big as humanly possible, but what's something that you are really striving to aim for this next year?
I think my biggest thing is I'm just trying to carve out like a role on the team as kind of a regular contributor. I don't know exactly what that will look like, and I don't really care too much what it looks like as long as I'm making an impact. So I think just kind of finding that and working with the coaches and kind of showing that I'm a guy that they can trust to like make the play or contribute on a regular basis. That's kind of the biggest thing that I'm looking for. So I guess my goal is just to kind of carve out like a set role that I can kind of work at and kind of work to increase.
How about long term? Where do you want football to take you? Do you obviously, I don't know if it's something you'll do post college. Is it something that's 4 years and then you move on, or do you have kind of your next plan for after football?
You know, if I was able to do any kind of football after college, I think that'd be super awesome. If I was able to get to that level, I would definitely look at it. Right now, I'm really happy with where I'm at, and I'm really just focused on working to like get like a really good role and kind of contribute like at Western. I think that it's been a great school, and I want to give them everything that they've given me and more. So I think right now I'm really just trying to make an impact and be a really great player at Western at the NAIA level.
When you put that Western jersey on, it's kind of cool that you're still a Bulldog, right? I mean, going from Whitefish Bulldogs to Western, but do you feel like you still carry that green and gold with you every time you step onto the field?
Oh, yeah, for sure. I have my headband that I would wear, my Bulldog headband. It kind of reminded me of where I came from, Whitefish. I'm really blessed to be able to be a part of like that like program, that community. So I definitely carry it with me. I always cherish my time of being a Whitefish Bulldog and now being a Western Bulldog. It's super awesome. And yeah, I just want to take everything I've learned in Whitefish and apply it at Western and just be the best Bulldog I can be, I guess.
I love it. How about what advice would you give to someone that wants to be a collegiate athlete, someone that wants to be a full-time varsity athlete? What would be your biggest piece of advice to a youngster that wants to make it to that next level, whether it's varsity athletics, whether it's college athletics?
Yeah, I would say just like you got to put in the work. Be open to kind of all the opportunities that present themselves, but just put in the work and look for opportunities. I think that's like the biggest thing, to develop your body to a point where you can compete like with the best, and then just develop your skill set and look for the opportunities. And I think that you'll find that they will definitely present themselves.
How about a prediction for Whitefish football for next year? What do you see for the Dogs?
State championship.
Love it.
Luke Dalen, state championship.
Absolutely love it. Scotty, I think that's about all I got for you today. Any last thoughts or any shout-outs you want to give?
I guess shout out my boys at Western and shout out my Whitefish Bulldogs.
Love it. Scotty, thank you again for joining me here today. Thanks for sharing your story, and good luck with the rest of your collegiate career, and honestly, good luck with the rest of life. I can't wait to see what life has in store for you.
Yeah, thank you. I appreciate you having me on.